Hello YouTube and welcome. In this video I'd like to do with you the unboxing of this new commander deck from the new set Strixhaven, School of Mages, and this is the Silverquill statement. So back of the box we can read: make a counter statement, choose your commander and overcome both friends and foe in this definitive multiplayer magic format. Team up with Brina and control the flow of battle with convincing political cards. Load your creatures with +1/+1 counters while your enemies duke it out, and then move into the wind. Silverquill College, stylish, intimidating, and driving. Silverquill mages are masters of the magics of words, from inspiring battle poetry to biting arcane insults. Their studies are natural leaders, driving and competitive, with a piercing wit and a never second place attitude. So this box contains a deck box, a 100 deck card with 17 new cards, 10 double-sided tokens cards, a life wheel, a strategy insert, and a reference card. So let's see what we can get in this one. And first of all, I would like to thank to Big Michael that makes this video available for us. And here we go. Put it aside. And here we have the deck box. Nice art in this one. Now the content of this box. This is our deck, of course. We have our tokens. Here we have our life wheel, a strategy insert, and here we have, let's say, the promotional card for this deck. Put it back here. Let's open the deck. And okay, here are the two files for this deck, and here we have our commander. Nice image, I really like it. So this is Brina, the demagogue. 3 drops, he's flying. Whenever a player attacks one of your opponents, if that player has more life than another of your opponents, that attacking player draws a card, and you put a 2/+1/+1 counters on a creature you control, and it is a 1/3. Interesting. And here we have Feliza, Fang of Silverquill. 4 drops, he has flying and mentor. Whenever this creature attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature with less power. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, if you had a counter on it, create X tapped 2/1 white and black inkling creature tokens with flying, where X is the number of creatures he had on it, and it is a 3/2. Now, continuing with our deck, here we have Combat Calligrapher, 4 drops, he has flying. Inklings can't attack you or planeswalker you control. Whenever a player attacks one of your opponents, that attacking player creates a tapped 2/1 white and black inkling creature token with flying that's attacking that opponent, and it is a 3/3. Guardian Archon, 6 drops, is flying. As Guardian Archer enters the battlefield, secretly choose an opponent, reveal the player you choose. You and target permanent you control each gain protection from the chosen player until the end of the turn. Activate only once, and it is a 5/5. Neil's Disciple Enforcer, 3 drops. At the beginning of your end step, for each player put a +1/+1 counter on up to one target creature that player controls. Each creature with one or more counters on it can attack you or planeswalker you control, unless its controller pays for X, where X is the number of counters on that creature, and it is a 2/2. Promise of Loyalty, 5 drops. Each player puts a own counter on a creature they control and sacrifice the rest. Each of those creatures can't attack you or planeswalker you control as long as it is a one counter on it. Scholarship Sponsor, 4 drops. When enters the battlefield, each player who controls fewer landers than a player who controls the most lands search the library for a number of basic land cards less than or equal to the difference. Puts those cards on the battlefield, tap it, then shuffles, and it is a 3/3. Author of Shadows, 5 drops. When enters the battlefield, exile all cards from all opponent's graveyards. Choose a non-land card exiled this way. You may cast that card for a long that is remain exiled, and you may spend mana as to they were mana of any color to cast a spell, and it is a 3/3. Bold Plagiarist, 4 drops. It has flash. Whenever opponent puts one or more counters on a creature they control, they put the same number and kind of counters on Bold Plagiarist, and it is a 2/2. Cunning Rhetoric, 3 drops. Whenever an opponent attacks you and or one or more planeswalkers you control, exile the top card of that player's library. You may play that card for as long as it remains exiled, and you may spend mana as to they were mana of that color to cast it. Feign the Broker, 3 drops. Tap to sacrifice a creature, put +1/2 +1/+1 counters on target creature, or remove a counter from a creature you control, create a treasure token, or sacrifice an artifact, create a 2/1 white and black inkling creature token with flying, and for 4 untap Feign of the Broker, and it is a 3/3. Incarnation Technique, 5 drops. It has demonstrates. When you cast a spell, you may copy it. If you do, choose an opponent to also copy it. Mill 5 cards and return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Keen Duelist, 2 drops. At the beginning of your upkeep, you and the target opponent each reveal the top card of your library. For each lose life equal to the mana value of the card revealed by the other player. You each put the card you reveal it into your hand, and it is a 2/2. Stinging Study, 5 drops. You draw X card and you lose X life, where X is the mana value of a commander you own on the battlefield or in the command zone. Ink Shield, 5 drops. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to you this turn. For each 1 damage prevented this way, create a 2/1 white and black inkling creature token with flying. Nice card. Tempting Contract, 4 drops. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent may create a treasure token. For each opponent who does, you create a treasure token. Angel of Serenity, 7 drops. He has flying. When enters into the battlefield, you may exile up to 3 other target creatures from the battlefield and or creature cards from graveyards. When Angel of Serenity leaves the battlefield, return the exiled cards to their owner's hand, and it is a 5/6. Boreas Charger, 3 drops. He has flying. When he leaves the battlefield, choose an opponent who controls more lands than you. Search a library for a number of plain cards equal to the difference and reveal them. Put one of them onto the battlefield, tap it, and the rest in your hand, then shuffle. It is a 2-1. Citadel Siege, 4 drops. As Citadel Siege enters the battlefield, choose cans or dragons. Cans at the beginning of combat on your turn, put 2+1/+1 counter on target creature control. And for dragons, at the beginning of combat, on each opponent turns, tap target creature that player controls. Duelist Heritage, 3 drops. Whenever one or more creatures attack, you may have target attacking creature gain double strike until the end of the turn. And here we have a Planeswalker, nice, Gideon, Champion of Justice, 4 drops, and he has 4 loyalty points. 4+1, put a loyalty counter on Gideon, Champion of Justice, for each creature target opponent controls. Crazy. Until the end of the turn, for 0. Until the end of the turn, Champion of Justice become a human soldier creature with power and toughness, each equal to the number of loyalty tokens on him, and gains indestructibility. He steals Planeswalker, prevent all damage that would be due to him this turn, and for -15, exile all other permanents. Crazy card is one. Crazy. Hunted Lamassu, 4 drops, he has flying. When enters the battlefield, target opponent creates a 4/4 black horror creature token, and it is a 5/5. Knight of the White Orchid, 2 drops, he has first strike. When enters the battlefield, if an opponent controls more lands than you, you may search your library for a plain card to put in the battlefield and shuffle, and it is a 2/2. Oblation, 3 drops. The owner of target non-land permanent shuffles it into the library, then draws 2 cards. Selfless Squire, 4 drops, he has flash. When enters the battlefield, prevent all damage that would be due to you this turn. Whenever damage you would be due to you is prevented, put that many +1/+1 counters on Selfish Squire, and it is a 1/1. Stalking Leonin, 3 drops. When enters the battlefield, secretly choose an opponent, reveal the player you chose. Exile tap it creature that is attacking you if it is controlled by the chosen player. Activate it only once, and it is a 3/3. Sunscorched Regent, 5 drops, he has flying. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Scorched Regent, and you gain 1 life, and it is a 4/3. Together Forever, 2 drops. When enters the battlefield, support 2, put a +1/+1 counter on each up to 2 target creatures, and for 1, choose target creature with a counter on it. When that creature dies this turn, return that card to this owner hand. Tragic Arrogance, 5 drops. For each player you choose from among the permanents that player controls an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, and a planeswalker, then each player sacrifice all other non-land permanents they control. Crazy. Windborn Muse, 4 drops, he has flying. Creatures can't attack unless their controller pays for 2 for each creature they control that is attacking you, and it is a 2/3. Zetalpa Primal Dome, 8 drops, he has flying, double strike, vigilance, trample, and indestructibility, and it is a 4/8. Deathbringer Regent, 7 drops, he has flying. When enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand and there is 5 or more other creatures on the battlefield, destroy all other creatures, and it is a 5/6. Infernal Offering, 5 drops. Choose an opponent. You and that player each sacrifice a creature. Each player who sacrifices a creature this way draws 2 cards. Choose an opponent. Return a creature card from the graveyard to the battlefield. Then that player returns a creature card from their graveyard to the battlefield. Necropolis Regent, 6 drops, he has flying. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, put that many +1/+1 counters on it, and it is a 6/5. Deadbringer Leech, 5 drops. Other white creatures you control get +1/+1. Other black creatures you control get +1/+1. Whenever you cast a white spell, you may tap target creature. Whenever you cast a black spell, you may destroy target creature if it doesn't tap it. And it is a 3/4. Crazy card. Nice cards in this deck. Deptor's Knell, 7 drops. At the beginning of your upkeep, put the target creature card from a graveyard into the battlefield under your control. Magister of Worth, 6 drops. He has flying, and it is a 4/4. Teysa, Envoy of Ghosts, 7 drops. He has vigilance and protection from creatures. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, destroy that creature's. Create a 1/1 white and black spirit creature token with flying, and it is a 4/4. Uther End, 4 drops. Exile target non-land permanent. Coveted Jewel, 6 drops. When it enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards. Tap it, add 3 mana of any color. Whenever one or more creatures an opponent controls attack you and are blocked, that player draws 3 cards and gains control of Coveted Jewel. Untap it. Pedant of Prosperity, 3 drops. He enters the battlefield under the control of an opponent of your choice. For 2, tap it, draw a card. Then you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. Pedant of Prosperity, owners draws a card. Then the player may put a land card from their hand onto the battlefield. Victory Chimes, 3 drops. Untap Victory Chimes during each other player's untap step. Tap it, a player of your choice adds a colorless mana. Caves of Coilus, tap it for a colorless mana, or tap it for a white or black mana. Caves of Coilus deals 1 damage to you. Exotic Orchard, tap it, add 1 mana of any color that the land an opponent controls could produce. Mikokoro, Center of the Sea, tap it for a colorless mana, and for 2 tap it, each player draws a card. Temple of Silence, he enters the battlefield, tap it. When it enters the battlefield, scry 1, tap it for a white or black mana. And I think the rares or mythic are done in this deck. So continuing, Secret Rendezvous, Fracture, Silverquill Campus, Study Hall, Elite Scale Guard, Ghostly Prison, Martial Impetus, Oracle's Explorer, Horsehof Alphokist, Soul Snare, Vow of Duty, Ambitionous Cost, Curse of Disturbance, Parasitic Impetus, Arcane Signet, Bloodthirsty Blade, Mindstone, Orzhov Signet, Soul Ring, Spectral Searchlight, Baron Moore, Bazooka Bog, Command Tower, Myriad Landscape, Oppo Palace, Orzhov Basilica, Rogue's Passage, Scheduled Temple, Taint Field, Temple of the False God, and we have some basic lands, some plains, and of course some swamps. And here we have the reference card. Now move it to the tokens for this deck. And this is an amazing deck. Have great cards, definitely. So in this side we have some horrors, token creatures, spirits, treasure tokens, of course. And in the other side we have Inkling and some zombie tokens. Nice. So this is the unboxing for the Silverquill statement, and this is what I have to share with you. I hope you like it, you enjoy it. Until the next time, see you.